right, Renee. While we wait for Mike, because he's just getting ready. I know this is a little bit before, kind of before your time, but we had two college coaches this week that passed away.
Right.
And I'm sure you know who they are, Jerry Tarkanian and Dean Smith.
Right.
And to me, Dean Smith was just unbelievable. He invented things in the game of basketball.
I think it's a huge loss for college basketball and all basketball because these are guys that didn't jump to the NBA when they could have. Dean Smith could have had any NBA job he wanted to. If he picks up the phone and is like, I want to coach in the NBA, he coach in the NBA. Same thing with Jerry. But they stay true to the young people and they help the young people out. And that's what you don't see in college now. You just see a lot of people trying to advance themselves to get to that next level. The last one really is like Rick Pitino and Coach K. Other than that, everyone's trying to, and Boeheim. Other than that, everyone's trying to, advance their careers, get to the next level.
I think it's a good point. Plus, in Dean Smith's situation, everybody loved him. What a class guy he was. How he really set people up for later in life. Everybody always went back to North Carolina.
It was more than basketball.
It was more than basketball. He was really a mentor and a father figure, and we're seeing that less and less, which is a shame.
It is. Everyone's just trying to make the quickest way, the quickest buck.
Holy shit!
Hey, wait!
Oh my God!
Mike!
Horrible.
Good to see
you. Know what
you.
it was? I wasn't traffic wasn't bad. I got here, but outside you can't park. I guess the word's out about the wings here. I don't know what it is, but it's just crowded out there.
Yeah, but between everything.
It could have been a special guest tonight.
Yeah.
Could have been a special guest tonight.
I know the special. I heard about the special guest. I wanted to be.
I was really upset you weren't here.
I'm so angry about this 30.
Asshole.
You guys know it. Was he?
Asshole.
Arrogant?
Yeah, he was real nasty.
Irritable? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you gotta cut him a little bit of a break because irritability, aggressiveness, I think that's one of the side effects. So I know he was coming on. I wish I could have been here.
Nice tits. Yeah. I grabbed the whole of them. They were fucking nice.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I've been with women that didn't have nice.
Is he gonna have an operation to get those bad boys removed?
I hope not. They look good.
He said he might try out U.S. softball team. He's coming back to the Olympics.
Hey, Scott, can Danny bring me a beer? Thank you. So how's everything with you?
Everything's great. Everything's great. I know last week I wanted to talk about the shame of the week. Did you guys talk about that yet? The shame
No,
of the week?
we didn't.
We're waiting on you.
We're waiting on me?
Yeah.
Did you guys see Rex Ryan do a Pizza Hut commercial? Have you seen this?
I did see. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks, Danny.
Thanks. Again, two shames of the week. Fred Wilpon was named the financial director for Major League Baseball. Fred Wilpon. That goes under anyone's radar. All right, that's good. And Rex Ryan is doing. He's not just doing a Pizza Hut commercial. He's doing a Pizza Hut commercial for stuffed cheesy crust pizza. So it's not just pizza.
Rex Ryan's probably expert on that,
it's
though.
The heaviest. But the guy, listen, where are you make enough money. Where are your, at least, where's your integrity? You have a weight problem. None. You need to have surgery. You need to have
He did lose about 60 pounds.
Because he had all these surgeries.
Yeah. But then you go on TV and you say to, fans, anyone, it's okay to eat this pizza. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
What did you want?
Is that kid? Is that the high-level baseball players?
I know you can drink, but yeah, ain't drinking a pint of that.
Where'd that guy go? The high level. Did he really?
He left? I know he ate that damn sandwich, though.
Scotty, he said he was going to give you a fucking urine sample. He said he could pass the test today.
So that was my shame of the week. And last week I didn't mention. Have you guys talked about the Chicago Little League team that got their title?
Can we get back to that? Because I want to go back to the commercial thing. All right. It seems to be that professional athletes and anybody else who is a celebrity can hawk any product they want without any idea if the product is any good.
Impunity and no accountability.
Yeah, that's it. Nice. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, I would have never said it that good, but that's what I was thinking of.
That well.
That well. Now,
tell me to go fuck myself.
No, that's all right. I'm not doing it. Now, let me ask you a question. you see, I don't know, Eli Manning is hawking Toyotas, and this one is saying these are the best burgers, and they have no idea. They don't use the product. They don't do that.
It's not even as bad as the smaller markets. We're in New York, so it's a bigger market. You should see, like, you put on the NBA package that we have in Meaney's. Their commercials, you got fucking kids in Minnesota hawking like fucking brick mattresses for $99 to make an extra buck.
I have no problem with them. I have no problem with him hawking a Toyota. What I have a problem with is this. I have a problem with the contradiction. When LeBron James can't hawk McDonald's, he can't sell McDonald's, and then also have a commercial with him, his body ripped to the core, working out and going like this, Nike, just do it. It's a contradictory message. You can't on one hand say, I work out, I'm in the gym all the time, I'm healthy, but I'm happy. It doesn't make sense.
But don't you think that a lot of these guys are just, it's all about the money?
Don't you think
they're making $1 gazillion anyway?
That's what
you have to go and hawk this shit?
Don't you think that LeBron James could pass on the McDonald's endorsement? He's got enough money to last him for a lifetime.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
He can't pass on that endorsement. That's the thing that I don't get. I don't understand that. Why can't he pass on that? Just say, no, I'm not going to hawk a fast food place.
All right. You're pro right now. You have a $18 million a year contract.
Right.
McDonald's comes to you and they say they'll give you $3 million extra per year to do McDonald's ads. You tell them no?
We talked about this.
How much money is it?
It's not steroids, though. It's not selling your soul to the devil.
I would say no. Because I don't eat McDonald's, so I would.
That's what I'm saying. How much money is enough?
Listen, we're getting older. You're younger than we are, and
He said, "I'm trying to be the first $1 billion athlete." So if he needs that extra $3 million,
how much money do you need?
$1 billion is a number. I understand that, and I understand he's trying to reach a number. And I understand as competitive as they are on the court, as in life, they're also competitive as far as who makes the most money. They are. Exactly. I understand that too. But, the $3 million could be found somewhere else.
It's almost like the prostitute. Do you remember the commercial where Joe Montana, he's in an airport and he's running around, he's like a jackass. I mean,
Joe Montana now hawks Skechers, and I know for sure Joe Montana does not wear Skechers fits anywhere.
How much money do you need? I understand,
Well, we go back to Rex Ryan. You talk about him, and you talk about him with Pizza Hut. When that came across his desk, he immediately should have said,
how can I do this?
I can't. I'm not allowed to do this.
That's small. I know I can't do it. Right. So that's what I was trying to get at. That these guys, it seems like they have no integrity. There's nothing about. If you're going to give me $1, I'll hawk it. No matter what it is.
$1. That's where the integrity lies, on the dollar amount.
Right. All right. So speaking of integrity, and that's what we're going to talk about on this fucking stupid fucking thing that we're doing here a lot, the Little League thing. We both coached in Little League, and we both know when you're watching that package show from ABC. I watch that with my kids, and my kids want to kill me when I watch that show with them because I am ranting at the TV. Like, they have prettied this up, but this is ugly. This is ugly. Like, this team's using an illegal bat. This team is taking this kid. This kid's too old. Blah blah blah. I've been in the tournament, and we did pretty well in it, and I know how ugly it can get. So when they have these kids dancing around with the little bear, there's a whole background noise to this thing that is not pretty and that they kind of tuck away. We're talking about 12-year-old kids. I personally think it's the most disgusting event. It's the most disgusting sporting event that is put on TV. Because you're talking about 12-year-olds, you're talking about exploiting 12-year-olds, and now you have this thing in Chicago where an all-black team, the Jackie Robinson team, which, again, they're trying to promote baseball among the inner cities and black players, which is an awesome thing.
Correct.
And so this is a great story. But how come fucking nowadays, how come it is that every fucking single time there's a really good story, there's fucking garbage behind it? How come? We gotta fucking elevate it to a level that now, oh shit, we just shrug your shoulders like, fuck, I wish that was true. And then you find out, now is it egregious? No, but I think
the difference is between now and even 15 years ago that there's so much social media and there's so much information out that you can't get away from it. I'm not sure. This is not the first time this happened in the Little League.
Definitely not.
And that probably won't be the last time. Right. But 15 years ago, they didn't have Google. They didn't have, Google Earth. They didn't have Twitter. They didn't have Instagram. They didn't have all these ways to find out where these kids are from, that they're not from the area.
Right.
Now, you get caught easier. Spygate.
Yeah.
15 years ago, you don't find out about Spygate.
Right.
Well, that's true.
15 years ago, you don't find out about the Playgate.
Right.
It's all about the advancements in media and technology.
Right. I think you're making a great point.
You are. And don't forget this. Because these Little League games are not only on ESPN,
ABC,
but they're on ESPN
Disney.
at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I mean, this is prime time. The amount of money that ESPN is making, which I'm sure gets filtered down.
Oh, they're jizzing over it.
That's what it is.
ESPN, ABC, this is perfect. You couldn't have written a perfect reality show for this. It's ESPN, ABC, and Disney are all the same entity. They're all owned together.
Yes.
Yep.
So you got the Disney angle with the kids, you got the ESPN angle with the sports, and you got the ABC network. So it's perfect for them. So that's why it's promoted. That's why it's pushed. But I contend that that's also the trickle of that is now, you know, your son wants this special bat. Your son wants that special helmet. Everything is, you know, is the result, not the effort. But we've talked about that before, which we're going to continue.
But the thing is, I can't help not bring this up. You have announcers. I mean, what's his name? Reynolds does those.
Harold Reynolds. Yeah.
Harold Reynolds does the Little League games, and these guys know what they're looking at, and they're looking at 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. We touched on it last week, throwing curveballs, doing everything they're not supposed to do, and yet it never gets mentioned.
Right.
Well, it never gets mentioned because the goddamn fucking thing is on ESPN.
Right.
And there's money, there's this, that's who they work for, and God forbid somebody should get up and say, why are these kids throwing curveballs? It's never mentioned.
There's a guy who writes for, it's ESPN Go, by the way, so I don't know how that connection happens, but it's buried. I can't pronounce his name. He deserves to get his name pronounced. I think it's Tim Keown, Keown. And he wrote an article about baseball and youth baseball and how it is nowadays and how everyone's lost their mind. Completely lost their mind.
Right.
And it touches on that, like they're throwing curveballs, the parents are always trying to get an edge, and how the AAU teams are now taking these kids, and everything's, again, been monetized. It's a great article. Just, you know, if you go on the computer, you can look at it. It's a little dated. It's from 2011, but it's still very, very relevant.
Still relevant.
Oh, definitely relevant now.
Right.
And it's stuff like that as you watch sports now, it drives you crazy. You're watching sports, and instead of enjoying sports and watching a game and enjoying it and sitting with your kid, it's either TMZ or America's Most Wanted. One or the other. You know, like it's either that entertainment aspect of it or it's, you know, a crime scene.
And you know what? And the problem, you're going from one extreme to the other. When I was a kid, I saw the Knicks, win the championship in 69-70. And
it's electricity, though?
No, it was electricity. But it was
black and white?
purity to it.
Was it black and white?
I mean, electricity, literally electricity. Oh, fuck, go ahead.
Was it black and white?
What?
Was it black and white? The TV? Was it black and white?
But there was a purity to it.
I know.
You know, there's a Willis Reed and a DeBusschere and Bradley and Frazier and the garden was rocking and everything was pure. Everything was good about it. And I know it sounds like it's fun.
I'm trying to interrupt you, but Renee made the point. Renee made an excellent point. You're saying there was purity about it. But Renee's like, really? Was there? Because now we can find shit out. And back then, the media coverage, the media was just sycophants for the players. They would go out drinking with them. There was idol worship. The guy could be banging 3 girls on the side. The newspaper guy, they go to Took Shores and be like, hey, we didn't see a thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Will Chamberlain talks about it all the time. How many women he slept? He slept with over 1,000 women.
Yeah. Well, good.
But there was no Twitter.
I'm not really talking about that. No, that's a good point.
He would be Tiger Woods now if it was today's media.
Right.
He would be Tiger Woods.
Well, Tiger Woods is fine, but he got married with 2 kids.
Yeah. That was the difference.
Right. Well, speaking of Twitter, and this is, again, where it's different for me and Max, but for you, that's why it's great having you. It's when LeBron James goes on Twitter and...
Talk about Kevin Love?
What are you talking about?
Puts down the team. He said Kevin Love lost faith in his shot. He needs to worry about not fitting out, but fitting in more.
And which also, just as an English major, fitting out, you make no sense on it.
Yeah.
We're giving this guy credence, fitting out. Fitting out doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's not a word.
About fitting out, we're about fitting
not
in.
a term.
No, it's called out a teammate through social media.
And I don't care how much now. There's a lot more. Back in our day, and this will surprise you, Renee, but I actually used to have to wait till Sunday night to see George Michael's Sports Machine at 11:30 to get. I'm not kidding.
The guy from Web.
Yeah, to get information of what happened in sports, because if it wasn't in the newspaper, you didn't, or on the news, the actual regular news, you didn't get the information. So you would actually wait.
You did.
And get that into, holy shit, this happened, this happened.
It was a sad world.
You probably think that's crazy. But so I understand.
I don't know if it was a sad world, because you know what? There's something to be said.
It was a simpler world.
There's something to be said for anticipation. There's something to be said for suspense.
It was nice.
There's something to be said for not having everything immediately at your fingertips. Waiting and that build-up, that was also part of our lives that I think you guys are missing, because you can get everything at one thing.
Everything at one time.
Yeah, we kind of had that, and the anticipation of, I can't wait to see that night and what's going to go on, which is, you guys don't have, because you can easily get a score, and that's why Renee makes fun of me because I'm so horrible with the technology. He took the phone from me the other day and looked at me like, you are the biggest fucking retard
I've
ever seen in my life. He go like this dick face and hands it back to me. I'm like, okay.
But you still have to watch what you say. Think. Some of these athletes don't. It's amazing because they were brought up this way, and yet they don't understand that everything they're saying is under scrutiny.
Right.
So, you know what? Watch what you say.
And LeBron,
don't say that your teammate
LeBron easily said that to him in the locker room. And LeBron's honestly, that's a total bonehead move to make, because Kevin Love's only on the contract for this year. You're like, oh, LeBron, you want to talk shit about me? I'm going to go sign with the Lakers.
He's gone anyway. He's gone
anyway.
For home games, you listened on the radio. And that makes it sound like you're going back to like the 1920s, but you're not.
No.
It was Marv Albert on the radio talking about the Knicks, and they were huge. And that's, when Marv, yes, rebound Reed. I still remember it to this day.
Right.
It was just a different.
And again, I don't want to bore with nostalgia, but I don't know if you remember listening to Bob Murphy on the radio for the Mets. Bob Murphy on the radio for the Mets, it was just absolutely. You look forward to the radio telecast. It was great. The way the guy just described the game, it was just absolutely awesome. And when Murphy, Nelson, those guys were just absolutely unbelievable.
They were tremendous.
So, it's a different time. Listen, I know you can get everything easily, but sometimes, that's not always the best way to do it.
I do.
But again, we can't take you back and say, hey, you should have seen back then when you were anticipating things a little bit more, and you're waiting for George Michael. George Michael's Sports Machine. Oh, yeah, that's unbelievable.
Was that way?
Yeah,
but it's true.
So let's wrap this up by telling me about this asshole who came in. How did that work out?
Well,
apparently I'm from India.
Did you say that?
He's from India.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am from
I was surprised.
So
he cheered thing out on me, but he called me fat. I don't like that.
No, it's not cool.
I'm only a little fat,
Big
and then he had really nice breasts. Yeah, really nice titties. Yeah, he did. I was actually, well, I don't want to get into that, but
you don't want to get into the fact that you like this titty?
Yeah, that's not embarrassing.
But I heard he was a good, because that's why I wanted to get it, because I heard from that, that guy who was one of the three guys who watched our podcast. Right. He said, he's a good guy. He'll be all right. He'll be all right, but apparently not.
Well, he was honest. He was a douchebag, but he was honest.
I'd definitely bring him back.
He was an honest.
I'd definitely bring him back around the start of the baseball season.
Okay.
Maybe opening day. Maybe what an opening day show.
Yeah, bring him back. All right, because again, I'm sorry I was late, but I figured we get a guy in here who was there and talk about steroids and talk about the effects, because I still think on this thing that we're doing here, and again, you got a kid, I got a kid.
I have no kids.
We have a few.
Hopefully not.
We have a few.
I personally think that the biggest issue in the world of sports right now, and it's been the biggest issue in the world of sports for the last 20 years, is performance-enhancing drugs. You have hear me out. You got a kid who dreams of going to the major leagues, and the kid's a great baseball player. That kid is going to have to. He's going to have to make a choice somewhere down the road. Fucking Renee's like he's got fucking money on his game. He's going to have to make a choice somewhere down the road.
I gave it up.
Whether I should take performance-enhancing drugs or not, and that's not fair. That is not fair.
No,
because it is still so prevalent. Tiger Woods, I'm convinced that Tiger Woods was a PED user.
There's no question.
I'm convinced. Well, we can't. I don't know.
Come on.
But I'm convinced.
Mike, how the hell? He's playing fucking golf. He can't. The knees, backs, this, this is a young guy in shape. All of a sudden, he's falling apart. He's playing golf. By the way, he play golf?
No, but you know what?
He play golf?
Yeah, but let me.
Can you get through an actual?
Easily. Right. Whenever you hear that the guy has this marine workout program, I'm telling you, it's a euphemism for I do steroids. Right? It is. I'm telling you right now. I read enough Sports Illustrated, and I believe it because the way his body's breaking down. That's fine, but the Hank Aaliyah was an HGH guy from Canada. He visited 63 times, 14 personally, another 49 with this guy Mark Lindsay, who is associated with Aaliyah. The evidence is there.
You're not. All right,
Smith.
Last word for the week. Last word for the week, Max.
My last word for the week?
Yep. What do you got to say? 20 seconds.
20 seconds. I think that. No, I do. I grew up with North Carolina being the #1 basketball team in the country. And Dean Smith, you're talking about all this negativity in sports. You never heard it about Dean Smith. Clean guy, ran a great program, kept in touch with his players over the years, a real class guy in every way. And he passed away this week, and we miss people like that in sports.
Okay, I was going to say something else. First off, this guy Ed, who comes to our bar, is a teacher from Elmont. I don't know if he's hearing that, but he turned me on to this Tosh.0 ESPN rant.
Right.
You got to check that out. Always read Phil Mushnick in the Post, always. I don't think he would like what we're doing because we curse too much, but he's pissing into the wind about sports. He talks about ESPN. ESPN is taking a flamethrower to sports. It is absolutely destroying it. It's covering it in a snarky way, and it destroys it. Absolutely destroys it. It doesn't teach character, it doesn't teach sportsmanship at all. It highlights dunks, it highlights bad behavior, and it highlights guys beating their chest. I got a lot to say about ESPN. Phil Mushnick does too, so
There's always next week.
Read Phil Mushnick.
My last word of the week, Anthony Mason just had a heart attack.
I know.
Hope he gets better. Speedy recovery. Hope you make it through. And college basketball lost 2 of the greats this week with Dean Smith and Jerry the Shark. All right, guys. See you next week.
Next week. Good job. That was funny, right?
Yeah, absolutely.